Have you ever wondered why your friend jumps at the chance to bungee jump off a bridge while you'd rather stay home with a cup of tea and a good book? Same parents, same city, sometimes even the same house, yet one sibling backpacks across 3 continents and the other has never left their hometown. So what's actually going on in the brain of an adventurous person? Is it nature, nurture, or something else entirely? Let's break it down, simply, and with the actual science behind it. Before we get into the why, let's define the what. Being adventurous isn't just about extreme sports. Psychologists define it as a personality trait linked to sensation-seeking and openness to experience. Basically, a willingness to try new, uncertain, or even risky things, because the unknown feels exciting rather than scary. It can look like booking a solo trip to a country you've never been to, trying a food you can't pronounce, quitting a stable job to start a business, or literally jumping out of a plane. Adventurous people are wired to see uncertainty as an opportunity, not a threat. Here's where it gets really interesting. Scientists have identified a gene called DRD4, specifically a variant called DRD4-7R, nicknamed by some researchers the adventure gene or wanderlust gene. This gene affects how your brain responds to dopamine, the chemical responsible for pleasure and reward. Simple explanation. People with this gene variant need more stimulation to feel the same amount of satisfaction that others get from everyday life. So a quiet weekend at home just doesn't give them the same dopamine hit that a spontaneous road trip does. Example, studies on human migration patterns have found that populations who historically migrated farther from Africa have a higher frequency of this gene variant, suggesting that curiosity and risk-taking may have literally helped humanity spread across the planet. Dopamine and the reward system. Even without the specific gene, everyone's brain runs on a reward system built around dopamine. The difference is sensitivity. Adventurous people often have brains that are less sensitive to dopamine at baseline, meaning ordinary experiences feel a little flat to them. So they chase bigger, novel experiences to get that same rush that others get from simpler things. Simple analogy. Imagine your brain's excitement system is like a speaker. For some people, normal volume feels just right. For adventurous people, that same volume sounds like background noise. They need to turn it up to really feel it. The amygdala and fear response. Another key player is the amygdala, the brain's fear processing center. Research using brain imaging has shown that people who score high in sensation seeking often show lower amygdala reactivity to risky or uncertain situations. In plain terms, the same risky scenario that triggers a strong fear response in one person barely registers as risky in another. It's not that adventurous people feel no fear, it's that their internal alarm system has a higher threshold before it goes off. Now, genes aren't the whole story. Environment plays a massive role too. Upbringing. Kids who were encouraged to explore, try new activities, and occasionally fail without harsh punishment tend to grow into more adventurous adults. Psychologists call this secure attachment. When a child feels safe enough at home, they feel more confident stepping into the unknown, outside of it. Culture. Some cultures reward risk-taking and individual exploration. Think of cultures that celebrate solo travel or entrepreneurship, while others prioritize stability, tradition, and group harmony, which can naturally discourage adventurous behavior, even in someone who might be genetically predisposed to it. Example, 2 identical twins with the same novelty-seeking genetic makeup could grow up completely differently. One raised in a household that praised curiosity, the other raised in a strict, risk-averse environment. The twin encouraged to explore is far more likely to become the adventurous adult. Simple takeaway. Genes load the gun, but environment pulls the trigger. In psychology, there's a well-known framework called the Big 5 personality traits. One of these, openness to experience, is the single strongest predictor of adventurous behavior. People high in openness tend to be curious about new ideas and places, comfortable with ambiguity and uncertainty, drawn to novelty over routine. Example, think of 2 coworkers offered a last-minute work trip to a country they've never visited. The high openness coworker says yes, before even checking the itinerary. The low openness coworker immediately thinks about the risks, the unfamiliar food, the language barrier, and hesitates. Neither reaction is wrong. They're just wired differently. Here's a fun question. If being adventurous is risky, why hasn't evolution just eliminated it? The answer? Because someone had to leave the cave. Evolutionary psychologists believe adventurous individuals played a critical role in early human survival. They were the ones who explored new territories, found new food sources, and discovered safer places to live when resources ran low. Meanwhile, more cautious individuals stayed behind, protected existing resources, and maintained social stability. Simple version: every group of humans throughout history has needed both explorers and stabilizers to survive. So evolution kept both traits alive in the gene pool, which is exactly why adventurous and cautious people still coexist today. Good news: even if you weren't born with the wanderlust gene, adventurousness isn't fixed. Research on personality change shows that openness to experience can increase through repeated exposure to novelty, small, manageable doses at a time. Start small. Order something new at a restaurant. Take a different route home. Say yes to one social invitation you'd normally decline. Each small step gently raises your tolerance for the unknown. Quite literally training your brain's reward and fear systems to feel less threatened by novelty. So, why are some people adventurous? It's a mix of genetics, brain chemistry, upbringing, and evolutionary history, all working together to shape how each of us responds to the unknown. Whether you're the friend who books the spontaneous trip or the one who prefers a well-planned staycation, both are simply different survival strategies written into human nature. If you enjoyed this, hit subscribe for more science-backed explainers like this one. And let me know in the comments, are you the adventurous friend or the planner?